We're on, buddy. We're on. Yes, sir. What better people to start the three human pod than you two legends? How we feeling? How we feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Yeah, spring break's doing pretty good. We're at the midway point, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I wanted to bang out a bunch for spring break. I was doing a bunch of business texts. I was like, I gotta call you two up, Gotta make it happen. And we're gonna start off with a bang because we kept it a friendly secret for Chandler. So, what is the news that you have for Chandler that's great news?
So on top of this not being my spring break, because technically I finished my semester. What? Yeah, that was last semester was my last semester. You But lied to me. But I also got a car for my graduation gift. Oh, that's wonderful. What kind of car? I got a blue Toyota Camry 2011. That's not bad.
Ooh. I love the cars that are like a unique car color because now I have a white car. I used to have a blue car. I love the ones that stick out. Blue, I fucking love blue on a car. You know what I mean?
I'm starting to like white on a car. My brother got a white car, and I don't know. It pops. It's got that clean, like minty fresh look. Yeah,
Mm.
like my first thought always is like, oh, anything white's gonna show dirt, but that was my mom's. My mom got a new car too. Oh yeah. She got a white Honda. Oh okay. And
Oh.
her first like thought was, I don't like the white because it's gonna show dirt, but she's really loving it now.
Yeah, I was like so like worried because when I got my white car and it came out of the dealership, there was a rotary that was being made nearby and it was full of dirt because the gravel, whatever the hell it's called, was being made. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to go straight to the car wash. Oh shit, you know? So how are your thoughts now that you are basically a BSU grad? Like, has it kicked in yet?
It's kicked in. It's like a wave of relief, but then you look at what you got to do ahead of time and you're just lazing around. Like for me, I got so much more time. I got time to make a name for myself. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build a little portfolio of videos showing people what I can do and how I can edit.
Hmm.
But then uh, when I try to record, nothing ever goes right. I have that writer's block or artist block where
Oh,
you're
in
like,
the shallow.
for example, like if you're drawing something or writing something and it's like, oh, this doesn't look how I want it to look and I can't see it looking any better. I don't want to do it no more.
Mm.
I'm kind of like that, but instead I just kind of record, look at it, and I'm like, no, I can do better. And then I just keep doing that over and over and over.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I've heard even all the goats and other people's inspirations go through that block as well. So it's like I tell people all the time, the adversity is the start to get into the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? Because even the goats go through it. And I remember running into you in this same building
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago
Hmm.
for a presentation.
Yes.
I was flabbergasted. Like, what were your thoughts? Like, because we didn't expect it to happen, you
No,
know?
I just thought I was going to be showing up for this thing for extra credit, and then I hear you, and then you found me, and it was just we spent the entire presentation just giggling to each other.
I think it was like, what was it? It was people, like guests talk about, like, they go over the Frederick Douglass speech, right? I think.
What does the Fourth of July mean to the black man?
Yes. I'm giving you some behind the scenes with this, Andrew. Me and Chandler, like we said, we didn't know that we were going to see each other there. And I have an intro to African American studies class.
I have social inequality.
What a great guy. That guy seems like a chill professor, right?
Carol?
What was it, Dr.
Dr. Carroll.
Shout out Dr. Carroll.
Yeah, he's great. I like him a lot.
He's
He's really got my brain going on this stuff.
in this building, right? You do his class in this building?
Yeah, because of how they're working on the hallway down there, they really can consolidate all the classes. Both my classes are in the same room.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have to move from my seat.
That's convenient.
It is actually.
Yeah, me and Andrew were actually talking about how Brunel, I think, is being closed until like 2027.
Yeah,
It's
you mentioned that. Like it was 2 years last year. So like,
it's insane. It's insane. I remember when the person who's the teacher in my class was like, "We're gonna do a presentation instead of like a lecture," and I was like, "Oh shit, oh shit!" So they give us like little tiny piece of paper, and each person that wants to can say the speech and stuff. And I was trying to take other people's papers because I was like, I want to go up there and
He went up like
Yeah.
5, 6 times though. Like one of the most of them. I went up like once because he pressured me into it.
Yeah, the girl was like, because she saw that like you
Yeah,
were
she
friends
saw
with
like
me.
yeah, because she was like, oh, he's like him, therefore I can.
It's like, oh, what about you? What do you want to do, huh? And coincidentally, they gave you like one with crazy words. I was like, why can't they give my boy Chandler some easy words?
Yeah,
They
no, seriously.
some wild vocab words, Andrew. It was
And
insane.
I also waited till like paragraph 85. Like that didn't help anything. Like he wasn't like, and let me start off by saying he was like pretty deep into his point by then. So yeah.
Yeah, this is there anything like you miss about BSU? Like you being back here?
I do miss like the community. It's really fun to, well, it's really nice to see people uh just walking around. It's nice to when you're walking down the from the dorms to, is it the west side or is it the east side? Are we on the east side?
I think so.
Yeah, I think we're east side, yeah. When it's fun to walk down the sidewalk, the path, and there'll be like clubs. There'll be asking people to join. There'll be some random like event going on, and I'll have no idea, but then I'll just participate in sometimes. Yeah. And it's really nice seeing that. I miss that because now I'm at home most of the time, or I just go to work, or I come home and edit,
Mhm.
and or play video games. I'm working on trying to get a another job. So far, it's not in the field I'm studying. It's more like just so I have money to burn. Well, that's any of us, really. I mean, I work at Lowe's. It's not a career job.
Hashtag Team Lowe's over Home Depot. That's right. That's right. There's
Could care less, personally.
is there anything specific that you're looking for? Or just anything that gives like a good pay, you know?
I'm looking for something that gives a good pay. Since I have a lot more time on my hands, I can stop my. I mean, I can keep my part-time job. So,
Mhm.
if, for example, I got a car now. Gonna see if I can do Uber. Time to
Oh.
make that my spending money and
And you can
start
make your own
making.
schedule with it too.
Starting at like early in the morning, and then like picking it up like later in the evening, where people are getting off their jobs and they might need a ride, or they're wanting to go to the bar or wherever they want to go to.
Maybe Andrew in Boston with the Uber, you get some good dough over there, you know?
That's a good thing to do. I might do. I'll do like near my workplace in the morning,
Hmm.
and then I'll do Boston in the evening.
Ooh.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, because you mentioned the thing about community, and that's a good thing that we have all three of us with the community because school brings a good community. Us meeting at Massasoit
Yeah,
and then transferring over to here, taking the group picture at Brunel,
yeah.
which is now a dead building for now.
It's a great segue to what I want to ask Andrew, since he's a graduate of both Massasoit and Bridgewater.
Hmm.
Which of the two schools do you think had a better community?
Great question. Great question.
It's hard to say because Massasoit had a lot of community, had a good community with adults that would help out students. For example, in Massasoit, there's this trio program where they help me organize my schedule. They help me.
With Valerie?
I think so, yeah.
Yes, Valerie Saunders. Shout out Valerie Saunders.
I remember one of my professors for a certain like math course was there, and he helped me a lot when I was kind of having trouble and stuff. But then you have BSU that has a lot of student related communities where you have like clubs and stuff. You see a lot of that around. Yeah, I
Mm.
think there are more students here that have jobs in like kitchens or lifeguarding or other things. I've also attended like a I got an email once
Okay.
where I could do like this little focus group here, helping them out, and it was a bunch of students as well.
There you go. I, me personally, I'm probably the biggest. My dad calls it Massa toilet. We were talking about how underrated Massasoit is. I adore Massasoit.
Yeah.
For me, I would say,
That's just what it wins every time to me. I'm
oh
sorry.
my gosh, let me give you a high five for that.
I'm sorry, it wins.
Oh my gosh,
My origin story matters more than wherever I end up at this point.
I love that place. What I do from behind the scenes is coming up with some possible topics
I get so mad when people say Massasoit or Massa Toilet or junior college. I'm like,
or 13th grade. You
yeah,
know,
I'm like, get some perspective. People say
yeah.
junior college.
Well, it technically is, but they say it derogatorily, like, oh, it's a junior college. You're not really in college. It's 13th grade.
It's like for me, it was a good choice to make because
It was a very good choice to make.
I didn't have a solid job at the time. I needed to work like I need to transition from high school to college, and community college is like one of the best things you can do. I made it. I managed to find my own job there. I That got me into another job. I learned how to manage my own like classes, even if I wasn't very good at it. It was probably better to learn that lesson in community college than it is to get it in uh, another college.
Absolutely agreed.
Because what I do sometimes is I look through like old messages that I have with the guests to come up with possible ideas, and I scroll all the way up.
I saw you wrote 3 Days Grace. I'm like, that wasn't random.
That's right. That's
Because of
right.
me.
I scrolled all the way up to the top, and I saw ones from me and you in 2019, and that's just the beauty of Massasoit. It's like it just shows communities that go on
Yeah.
even after people are done with there.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, and even beyond you guys, there were others that I was friends with too. They're gone now for various reasons, but you two are the only real holdouts at this point.
triple fist pump, right?
From the beginning.
That'd be a good thumbnail. That'd be a good thumbnail.
Yeah, it would be a good thumbnail.
The Triforce of Friends.
But like I remember being almost like how you are, like just I deliberately made the decision to be like, I'm just here, I'm gonna be the person I wasn't in high school. So I made friends with you and countless other people at this point. But they all went off and did their own thing. Here, I feel like that's way harder.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes.
Like even the commuter kids that I'm trying to be like, hey, life's dynamic. It's like, what are you gonna do? Catch a beer with me? You can't. It's too dynamic. And then the dorm kids, they're 18, 19. I can't take them nowhere.
I feel like an unk when I see them. It's like
I'm 26.
24, 25, 26. We make it happen. We make it happen. You know, we're making it.
Like I'm almost a non-traditional student.
Hey, you're all good. There's someone in one of my classes who's like grandma age. Respect. You know.
Oh,
So it's all good. It's all good.
I get it. It's just like, how can I feel comfortable socializing with kids that I would never have ellipsed any time in high school with?
But honestly, when you told me that you were 26, you don't look 26. I don't think he looks 26, right?
Nobody believes me at first.
You look like you're like 22.
Yeah, I get that impression a lot. 22, 2019.
How old do I look?
I would say 23 in all honesty. So right around, you know,
Because it's the beard. If he shaved the beard, it'd be gone.
I'd look like I'm 12 if I didn't have a
Yeah,
beard.
like I just shaved, so that gives me a lot of youth back. But even with the goatee I had, it was really like I looked 22, 23 at most.
Do you usually do the goatee or do you do the me and Andrew way of the beard?
I can't do any of this.
Oh shit.
It's still patchy like the pirate.
Oh, I can see where it was in, you know what I mean?
This is fine. It's this that's the problem.
I did it during COVID. Did you ever like shave it all off during COVID?
I shaved it all off once, but I didn't like it because you know how I don't know it's Halloween shit.
I
Like
think so.
protrude out like how it shows in memes and stuff. It looks better with the beard. I think I look better with a beard. But
All right,
it
Leafy.
sucks to manage it, especially like on the neck because if I don't manage it, I get a neck beard and that looks gross.
When I first met you guys, I had like this weird Abe Lincoln thing where for some reason I didn't like a stash. So I just had the beard and no stash. I was like, I really walked out in public
I
looking
think
like
I
that.
vaguely remember that.
It was a horrible era. I was like, why did I come out like that, bro?
You know what? That was the least dramatic thing about you at that point. That honestly, it drew no attention to me. It's like if you ever seen Cobra Kai, you know how that kid Hawk has like the scar, and then they give him the mohawk, and no one even sees the scar. That's exactly what that was like with you. It's like your personality was so out there that nothing on your face mattered.
Thank you. Thank you. I think I think I met Andrew through you and I met you. I think you were doing like an advertisement for Chess Club at
I
Massasoit.
think we met like pseudo consequentially just through the community. Like you and I were both activists,
Mm-hmm.
so like we just ran it. I think were you a what do they call it? PSA, a presidential student ambassador.
No, I would have done that now, but younger me wasn't into it.
They asked and pulled me into it, and I did a good job, I think.
Proud of you.
Probably could have done a little more in hindsight, but what are you gonna do?
What got you into doing the chess club? Do you play chess?
I dabble in chess, but I'm not as good as I should be.
Have you guys played together?
We We played.
once or twice.
Yeah.
It's not something I hold on to as much now. That was really more of a community college thing.
Mm-hmm.
But to answer your question, at least partially, how did I get into chess? I like to always tell people that chess got me laid.
Oh shit! Did it really?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it a Massoya person?
Yeah.
Do I know them?
Maybe. You might. I don't know. She was an older student.
Okay.
But
You don't have to say. Yeah, you don't have to say that.
what makes this story hilarious is that this was also my first time.
Okay.
So I was playing when we all started at Massasoit around 2017. I vaguely knew how to play chess. I knew how pieces moved, but I didn't care to learn until I saw the chess club.
Mm-hmm.
That's also how I met Dr. Mertz and got really close with him. But in the fourth round, there was this girl that used to play too. So we would play sometimes, and I got this big crush on her.
Oh shit.
And like how we were like, oh, you look like you're 23. I thought she was our age, right? She was 31.
Okay.
I was 19.
That's fine. It's fine.
And yeah, we were playing chess at first, and then it just escalated into a relationship.
Wow. See, that's one of the many great things about Massoya, you know? There you go. There you go.
I'll never catch lightning in a bottle like that again.
If you want to impress your guests, you got to play chess.
Ooh. And it sounded like you weren't playing chess, you were playing checkers. Yes, you know.
I mean, I was playing Monopoly.
Oh, fuck yeah. I actually saw a podcast where I think the best chess player, I forgot his name, something Carlson, I think.
Magnus.
Yes. And I guess someone was like cheating in like the world finals or something. I don't even know how you can do that. Like maybe they had like a hidden earpiece or something. It's like, because you guys are usually focused. Because I've never played, but you guys have. You guys are like pretty focused in the game, right? You know.
Cheating in chess is more of a hustler's art, like, the sleight of hand moving a piece to a different square kind of thing.
Mm.
But there's always the I spy gear thing going on too. Or I don't know. I really don't get involved with professional chess like that because I don't even consider myself good, let
Okay.
alone professional. I lose way more games than I've won. Just career-wise, I probably won maybe 20% of my games.
Well, every loss you can learn from.
Oh, I did.
I like that.
I did. But I never did better than 1 out of every 3 games.
There's like, so you said you're not into it as much.
I'll play it, but I'm not walking around with the board like I used to.
Legendary moment. I remember during the cafeteria before they remodeled it and before it looks like a Target like it does now. You would walk around with it. I was like, yes, sir. What's going on, Chandler?
Yeah, I got so sick and tired of renting the school board that I just bought my own.
How much was it? Is it expensive?
No, it's like $20.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm on my third one because they're $20, so the little quivers they're in break easy.
There's actually, how did I just realize this just now? Up near, what is it called? RSU? Is that the building where Bears Den is, right?
Yes.
I think second floor of that building, there used to be like a life-size.
You're right.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
shit. I'm guessing you guys have played there before.
Yeah, we have actually.
Really?
A long time ago now.
The big chessboard.
Yep.
I remember,
That was like our first semester here.
I remember when I had to return a book a couple years ago. I brought a friend with me, Matt. You met him.
I did.
And we spent like an hour or two trying out the chess, and he kept beating me. That's one of the things that got me more into like learning strategies for chess.
Mm-hmm.
It made me want to think more about what I'm actually doing. That, and every time I made a move, I would play like a little joke, like I'd pull out. If I was losing, I'd pull out the tactical nuke incoming sound effect on my phone.
Is that the one that you did the radio show with, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm horrible at names, but I'm good at faces. I most likely have met Matt. I almost said hashtag Matt. Shout out Matt.
An Abraham look to him. I think he's trying to. He has a better beard now. So yeah, he definitely had a neighbor like Abraham Lincoln.
Oh yeah, Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, that makes me wonder because we were talking about before the show started about how we both have a mutual friend. Hashtag episode 4, Tim. You know, so it makes me wonder what other mutual friends that we have. You know what I mean? It makes me wonder. It's like it's because it's such a small world. You know.
I mean, It's funny because I've been exploring Facebook dating and like it'll tell you if a profile's like a mutual friend with people and like what you just said actually made me think of this. Like, yeah, I do notice when like I know someone that knows that person too.
Hmm.
But like you would never know usually. Like I'm so antisocial here now just because I just go to class and go home because that's really all I can afford to do. Like all I would hang out with is you guys.
Hmm.
Without you guys here, like I said, can't really make new friends here.
Yeah.
Very different at Massasoit. No one's available.
Everybody's always work, home, sleep, repeat.
Yeah, like the people that you think you can vibe with are too busy to vibe with, and then the people that are available to vibe with are like, ugh.
You don't want to, you don't,
Yeah,
you
they're
don't
just
intrude
gonna.
because they're already vibing on their own terms.
Well, it's like the people, and I'm like, listen, I got to get back to work at some point.
You did that. You did that good. Do that again. That was on fire. That was wow. That was big because I think one of the reasons why is also I just
You can just
realized
edit that into like your theme song.
that be welcome to the Peterson Podium. I like that. I think so Massasoit. If you're gonna meet up with someone, the student center. You knew where it's that one, but with here, there's too much walking. You want to meet up with someone? You gotta go to one of the four dining halls because they might be there. It's like wait, it's like everything's too far. Like, what do you guys think about that? It's just too far, bro.
I think
Honestly,
we're used to Massasoit being very small,
yeah.
which plays a huge role into it. And I live in an apartment where I like everything close.
Mhm.
So I definitely understand where you're coming from.
If
But in the same token, I also appreciate the stretch of legs,
Yeah.
like the effort you have. Like you can't just walk, you can't just get across campus. You have to actually like apply effort. And in a way, I kind of respect that.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
if I would say like a good place to go to meet other people and talk and communicate would have to be RSU and
Oh, I'm
it's
gonna put this on my
right?
notes.
Like where the president's office is.
Boyden, I think,
The
around.
field, the field of
Oh, that yeah, I know what he's talking about. He's talking about the field outside of the I call it the capital of the school.
yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Chandler used to play frisbee there. That's one of the things we used to do when it was really warm out. And
Mm-hmm.
in fact, if you guys want, when it gets warm out, I'll come by in here. You guys are free.
That'd be
Yeah.
fire.
Fridays are my best day for the semester. But I mean, I can make a Monday or Wednesday work too.
One Monday works for me. Wednesday does too. Friday and Sunday I'm like working most of the day.
That's
Mhm.
fine. Yeah, weekends I'm working all day, so I get that.
Mm.
Yeah, I think right next to where you guys would play frisbee, it's Tilly's, I think. Best dining hall there is there. It's like buffet style. It's like, oh my gosh.
I've seen that. Well, I think it was called the Crimson Hall. I thought it was called the Crimson.
Oh, yeah, that one is near there. It's like open till like 11, and every time I try to go get ice cream, sorry, we're out. It's like, come on, bro. Come on. It's all the 19-year-olds you were talking about. They're taking all the ice cream from us, you know?
Ice cream is pretty good, especially on a hot day. But right now it's kind of moderately cool.
Hmm.
It's the wind.
Yeah.
The wind makes it cold. I went for a run earlier and I was cold with a hoodie and like not this hoodie, but like an actual jogger's hoodie.
What a coincidence that we all have, because you said that you've been getting into running more. You said that you do a treadmill. I was just at the Y before this on the treadmill. So that's how long have you guys been into that grind? Because I looked at a picture of myself and I was like, wait, say it again?
2 days.
Hey, that's something. That's something.
I'm trying to pick it back up because after not being able to move my arm, I want to get it stronger. I want to be ready for the beach episode of not going to college anymore.
Yes, sir.
So you're gonna go to grad school at some point, you think?
I don't know. My mom wants me to get a job as soon as like like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't. I want to build a portfolio first, but I gotta learn some other things as well. So on top of that, I'm picking up some old learning hobbies like uh, I'm trying to learn Python coding.
That was the video you showed, right? Just now?
Uh, that and I'm trying to. Uh, oh, remember that skateboard project I had?
Yeah.
I finished it. I
Oh.
wish I brought the board with me, but it's pretty good. It's got I got colored skateboard colored wheels. I have blue trucks. That's the thing the wheels connect to. The
Okay.
board itself On the back, it has on the underneath, it has an elephant, and on the top, the rip tape, it has a picture of a rose, uh,
Oh,
an outline of a rose.
Think I remember you showing me the picture. I remember it looked really cool, but I also remember like having no faith that it was going to work out.
there's. It's funny you mentioned your mom. Us talking about how far it is to get to certain places here. How did that come about with the banner advertisement that it has with the two of you guys here? Like, how did someone come up to you and like how did that go?
Has ever come up to me and said, "Oh, you're that guy on the poster." I'm fine with it, but
It's
seeing
because
that
everyone's staring at their phones.
Yeah, they're just like those 19-year-olds again.
Yeah, no, it's not even just them, it's everybody. Like, it's not even just like a here problem, it's in everything.
As long as we don't turn into those people from Wally, that's that'd be crazy.
Well, we're kind of already there.
Well, yeah, I see some people who fit that vibe. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, you gotta be better. You gotta be better. You know?
I feel like with Tesla, doesn't Tesla have like a self-driving car?
Yeah.
They might turn into that.
Oh God.
Well, that's another great example of my point, too. Like, how lazy do you have to be to not drive yourself?
Like me, I love driving. When I got my new car, I drove. I drove to this store. It's south of Bridgewater. It's called Bowser's Basement. It has a lot of retro.
Oh, I've heard good things. What are some of the stuff that they have there? Like,
They have a lot of plushies from Kirby to Mario. They have a giant uh Pikachu plush, like I don't know, I call it a plushie, a giant Pikachu plushie, and they have a statue of the Vault-Tec guy.
okay.
They have a lot of posters from Metroid to Legend of Zelda, and a lot of old games from PlayStation to Nintendo.
Do they have the consoles there too?
Yeah, they have the Nintendo Entertainment System. I was playing like the original Mario, where you go forward and you can't go back.
Okay.
And I was also playing Tetris too. That was pretty fun. Um, they got the old Nintendo controllers. They have the Wii, Wii U, GameCube controllers and stuff. They have Xbox. You do have Switch. They have modern things. I asked them if I could trade in my PlayStation 4. They said that they've received too many or a lot of those.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. But it's a very fun place to be.
You said that one of your interests was playing like nostalgic video games,
Mhm.
and you said that the party chat can get a little you
Oh
know,
yeah.
what's that vibe like?
So what brought that up was because my friends, I have like 8 friends in a party all at once, and we're trying to find games that are fun but also hold enough. I couldn't find one, but one did caught my eye because I play it a lot. I grind coins in Sea of Thieves,
Okay.
and I do a lot of solo slooping. I managed to get a couple of friends to play it, and they're starting to have fun again because there's like new content in there from the Burning Blade. That's like a giant ship that shoots fire in the front,
Okay.
and a giant flaming megalodon shark you can fight.
Oh shit.
We've been having
What is that, like some final boss type thing? Like,
it is. It's they got like tall tales, they got voyages, and on top of that, they have like other players. Like if you play on high seas, that has like it's like a public session. And
okay.
you'll essentially get like people playing sloops or like galleons, so like the 4-player ships. And sorry, we're having like a lot of fun exploring, but we also have a lot of fun trying to take down enemies. I recently got online to a party, and a friend of mine was mad because
Oh no.
they were playing Sea of Thieves, I guess, sometime, and one of them wanted to fight a ship, but they wouldn't do callouts, and so they kind of lost all their gear because one of the guys like, "Where are you?" And the guy's like, "I'm dead."
Oh
Like,
no.
you never even told me. I mean, I kind of do the same, but I announce when I'm jumping ship to get onto their ship.
Oh, so they wanted like to revive, right? Type thing. Or
I
okay.
wanted to make sure because the way you gotta make sure that the enemy can't sink your ship, and the way they do that is they'll uh, climb aboard yours, and if not careful, they will drop your anchor so you can move, and
Okay.
then their ship will just start peppering you with cannonballs, flaming balls, blunder bombs, and the occasional cursed ball, which is pretty cool.
A lot of balls.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a fun game. It's more fun when you play with others, and it's less fun when you play by yourself because there are certain ships you can't operate by yourself. The only
Okay.
ship you can is a sloop, a two-player ship. And even then, it's hard to do because you have to steer, repair, and take fire or give or blast fire. And that can be tedious, especially if you're the only one there.
Oh shit. I'm gonna when I watch this back, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna have to go, get that game because I love throwback stuff, so it's right up my alley. Are you into the video game world? I'm not really, but I might get into it.
Not nearly as much, but Andrew and my brother are very much into it, and consequently, I get pulled into it.
If you want to get into like a good story game,
Hmm.
not quite PlayStation, I would recommend BioShock because it's a mixture of like that old 1900s uh, with a little bit of fantasy because it starts off about a man asking, is a man not entitled to the sweat on his brow? Basically saying, some people say that the government should take charge. Some people say everything is the word of God and everything. No, it's all for the people.
Hmm.
So in the game, he built a underwater city called Rapture, where anybody could do anything. But of course, if everybody could do anything, then there will be some corruption, and that's exactly what happens. And you start as the protagonist who uh, visits Rapture, ends up finding himself in Rapture, and he has to try and escape.
Okay.
And it also adds in the choice you have is how you want to play. Do you want to help or do you want to hurt? Do you want to take everything for yourself or do you want to help others, essentially? And on top of that, it uses both left hand and right, where you can have a weapon in one hand and some kind of ability in the other. And that's it's pretty interesting how it goes.
You know what Rapture sounds like in real life?
Uh, the Awakening? I don't
No,
know.
like a real life place. Do you know what it sounds like?
What does it sound like?
The high school that we went to, because you went to Abington High.
No, I didn't.
Where'd you go?
Social Tech.
Ooh, I know some legends that have been over there. BHS, with bomb threats, with millions and zillions of fights that have happened. It kind of has that Rapture vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
I still remember some fights I wasn't a part of. Some of them I tried to stop, but I do remember seeing a couple of fights happen. And then I heard it got worse when after I graduated that.
mhm.
Um, oh man, I remember one fight where I was in a classroom and two girls in the hallway were fighting, and one just took her and slammed her against the
What?
locker. I mean, some of us were like coming up the door and we saw like her just.
What the
I
fuck?
don't know what happened, and I don't. And at the point, I didn't care. I was like, "Whoa, this is getting way too much. I gotta see more of this."
It's, it's like, oh, it's too much, but it's entertaining at the same time. Do you have any South Shore stories? Any crazy stuff happen at your neck of the woods that you can remember?
I mean, we had a lot of fights towards like this time of year, so we had the
Once the
nickname.
weather got good?
I guess I don't know what happened, but like everyone always wanted to pick a fight this time of year every year, so like we
It was.
developed the reputation of the fight school.
It's a spring fling thing.
I guess you could say it's March Madness as
The
well.
only thing I really remember is that almost every single fight, especially between two dudes, was about a girl, and
April
every
Fool's
single
fight.
fight between two girls was about a guy.
Oh shit.
Like almost every single one verbatim was like, "You talked to her, you did this, you did that." She's my like it was very primitive style.
It sounds like a mating season
Yeah, I think that
for a teenager.
it might have had more to do with prom than anything else, actually.
I want Chandler. No, I want fucking Chandler.
I
You know.
will
Not even in your
take.
dreams.
I will go.
No, the two girls being like, I'll get Chandler.
Fight.
Oh yeah, the announcer be like, here we are at South Shore Mania. This is
Honestly, I mean, you're making fun of it, but like that became the joke. It's like, whoever had the camera was basically that guy.
the cameraman was King.
Was World Star guy, yeah.
Oh, I remember All Star.
Oh, because like I actually remember seeing a very high quality video of a kid getting milk poured on him.
Wow.
Very high quality. Like this guy this dude was ready. He was like already on him. Guy walks up, pours it on him. I don't know if he yelled or something beforehand, but this dude was ready.
Holy shit.
It was like meditated.
I remember seeing a video in yellow because we went to a practical like college campus. Like 900 people graduated with us. And I'm seeing people in yellow calf. There's this girl who's on top of the table and jumped up and clotheslined the other girl on the floor. It's like it was like WWE. It's like, what's going on here? They were like, bang!
Wait a minute. So she literally just like did like the step up.
Yeah, went on top of a table like this, and the other girl is on the floor, like everyone else is on the floor with their feet, and she's on the table, jumps off. I was like, holy fuck, what is going on here? It's insane. That place it's still crazy. It's still crazy.
I've never heard good things about Brockton High School.
Yeah.
The thing about transitioning from middle school to high school is you're
gonna get killed apparently.
when you're a teenager, you feel like you have more responsibility than when you were like, even a tween.
Yeah.
In hindsight though, we really had nothing.
Yeah, and it's all relative. Like in the moment, you feel like you have more power, and also in the moment, you have all those hormones rushing through you. If someone looks at you funny, you're just like,
Thank God I was never that irritable that like all it took was a look to get me to flip tables. I'm like, that would have been a major problem.
Oh, you
honestly, I'm pretty mellow. The only thing that would tick me off is if someone like, those weird like noises. It's like a subtle but weird noise, like white noise. Someone tried to do that noise all constantly. It would take a good long minute of them doing that to get me riled up.
That reminds me, I had a Spanish 1 class in junior year, and it was the craziest class I've ever been a part of. I regret things that I did in that class. It wasn't just me, but there were me and other people in the class would do wild stuff. Like I did the minor stuff, but some people did major stuff. Like they would, because we're in a classroom. So if picture like this, the teacher's obviously at the whiteboard, and the teacher's like looking at the whiteboard, writing something down. Someone took a textbook, would throw it at the board when the teacher wasn't looking, making noises. Someone blew up a condom, and like a balloon, it would fly through the air. It was not good. It was not good. And
Funny.
And why are you doing that?
Because it's absurd.
yeah, no, it's like a laugh where it's like you wouldn't expect it to be happening, but it did happen.
Like he literally just went.
Yeah, a big white balloon flying through the air.
Out of curiosity, was your teacher Mr. Roseman or Mrs. Matias?
No, it's funny you mentioned the teachers' names because this girl was literally only there for one period, first period, and then she would go to North for the rest of the school day. It's like, what's the point? Her name was, it starts with an H. That's all. I don't know if I should say her name on the thing, but it starts with an H.
Heather Haley.
Are we really doing the TED joke right now?
And then
Sammy
And then not only that, like the classic reel it in TVs that they would have, like in the 90s, it'd be like, oh, instead of the projector, we get the TV, the big ass TV. Someone took the TV and put it on her desk. It's not, you're trying to hold it. It's okay. We mean well. We mean well. I didn't do the major stuff, but if
I'm trying. How is that a major thing? I mean, putting a TV on a desk.
That seems pretty.
That seems more inconvenient than anything.
I don't know. Like, remember seeing a prank?
That's like typing a note to the door.
yeah. And then they would also like take the projector, the projector screen thing, like the remote.
Yeah.
And then during the
Put
PowerPoints.
a buzzer on it.
That would be wild. So some of the only stuff I did was I would make some of the noises. I'd be like, like a high schooler a couple years ago. Well, 10 years ago. I feel old saying that. But 10 years ago, I'd do like the occasional like moan during class. Or I have like the dog whistle. And this is where it gets crazy. So I did the dog whistle, and the principal came in and was trying to find out who did it. And no one was going to snitch.
Oh, I love those moments of solidarity where all of us kids are like, if you tell us who did it, you won't get in trouble. And we're all like, that's
You
bullshit.
don't even know what it is. What was it?
No,
But
I remember this. Like, there was like one time it was like a school assembly. We were like in elementary school, and like I don't even remember what happened. Like, I think someone wrote something in the bathroom
okay.
or like cheated on a test. It was fairly mundane, but somehow they couldn't prove who it was. So they had us all in assembly, and they were like, whoever did it, come forward. And we all were like no one was budging, and they were like, we're out of ideas.
Yeah, if I saw her in like the grocery store, I'd be like, "That was old Tommy. I apologize. Do you want to go on the podcast to talk about it?" But I apologize. That was young me. That was young me. So did you ever? So I know you're an Abington guy. Did you ever at any point go to Abington schools?
Frollo was the last one I went to.
Is that the one?
That's like that big one on I don't even know what street
Holy
it
shit, we
was.
might be talking about the same place. In the back of it is the fields,
Yep.
and in the back of it is the playground.
What used to be the wooden playground, yeah. I used to spend a lot of time there.
I used to work after school there for Boys and Girls Club after like and then became an administration building because it's not there anymore because well it's not for school anymore.
Yeah, it's just an administration thing.
And we did after school there and one of my coworkers their group was playing hide and seek tag but they never gave the parameters of where not to go and stuff so the kids would go in the locker room where like all the boys went to the locker room for the high school players for football and
I think I remember like this being an issue. Like I remember at some point that was an issue.
and not only that but like one of the kids in their group took like opened up the locker room while the kids are playing doing practice for football and took pictures like selfies of themselves and with iPhone if it goes away at a certain point before you lock it you have to go into the password to delete it so obviously they didn't know the kid's password and the high school football players, they were chill about it. They were like, "Oh, that's fucking funny. That's fucking funny." What happened was they showed their mom, like, "Oh, this is so funny, right, mom?" The mom took it the wrong way. It was like, what's this organization's name? How dare they? How dare they?"
Yeah, it was yeah, I can definitely see how something like that gets out of hand fast.
What a coincidence, though, because it was at that school that it happened.
I remember this being an issue. I remember verbatim what you just said happening at one point years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's
The way it was framed to me, it was more like just like some kid was being stupid, but like it had nothing to do with like a youth group or anything.
mhm.
He just kind of I heard it was more like he just wandered in there, and then they were like really tight about security after that because it was dangerous.
Oh shit.
That's all I heard. That's all I needed to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard a lot of things happen after I graduated high school. They added more security. I think some kids tried to fight the police. I don't remember what exactly happened or how that started, but I feel like oh, and then trends like the devious look trend, where people
Oh,
were like stealing stop signs, they were stealing bathroom doors from school. I don't even know how they got it back home, but they steal like they just devious look and take it home and then they show it off. And I don't understand how that could happen.
that is, I remember, yeah. TikTok thinks that I am their age, so they'll show that stuff on my For You page. It's like, I don't want to see that stuff, you know?
Friends, my guy, that TikTok isn't the only one who doesn't, but it's more like just internet points. You do
Hmm.
a trend, you look good doing it, and people don't really think about the consequences.
Yeah. There's, because you mentioned 3 Days Grace, earlier, and we were talking about fights and stuff.
Are you gonna turn this into Riot, the song Riot?
Let's start a
Yeah,
riot.
I knew it. I saw
The,
it coming a mile.
but the thing is, it was a perfect segue because I just realized that I was like, you know what? I actually got 3 Days Grace from wrestling. Like they would do highlight videos back in the day, in like 2012. So I have I Hate Everything About You, Riot, Never Too Late. Um,
1X album stuff, which is
Break. Isn't Break in something else, right?
yeah.
Break.
Actually, you're right. Yeah, Breaks in a World So Cold, I think.
And finally, someone other than me who knows that band. You ever listen to any of them?
I've listened to 3 Day Grace, mostly because when I was like really into Halo, I was like, man, there's got to be like some kind of action montage about Halo stuff, and I found like those things,
Dirty Days Grace was like the AMV anthem of like
like
the
what
early
part two.
2000s. Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, and then like I came across Red versus Blue, and then that started like a whole, man, I gotta binge watch this, and it didn't make sense to me because when I was seeing Red versus Blue, they were like at season 9 where they were actually doing animations and fighting scenes, but then I started on season 1 where it's just them standing around a canyon doing nothing,
Hmm.
and I was like, how did that become this? And I still gotta find out how that became that.
Yeah. There's another band that's kind of like them. You know more than I do, but that I know that you like that I got to during my wrestling era was Hollywood Undead.
Mm-hmm.
What got you into those legends?
That's a very long story. I was in middle school
Okay.
and I had a friend and he came up to me one day and he gave me two song recommendations. One by 3 Days Grace and one by Hollywood Undead. Pain and Young, respectively. And I listened to both and I loved both. And then from there it just built
Okay.
slowly at first and then it exploded by the time I got to high school. Hollywood Undead won the fight of more popular. But honestly now, years later, I mean I went to see Hollywood Undead like 5 times. I could should see 3 Days Grace, I just haven't. I want to. But the more I do this, the more I'm like in my 20s, am I making up for what I couldn't do as a teenager because suddenly I can? Or am I still really as into it as I always was? Because I don't think I am.
Hmm. You said that you have gone to different states for Hollywood Undead, right?
Yeah, I went to Rochester, New York, Mohican, Connecticut. I went to Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and I'll be going to another part of Rhode Island again in May for them.
There you go.
And they had a show in Maine, but I had to skip it. Bangor, Maine, but I had to skip it because I couldn't afford it.
That was I like that quote that you mentioned where you were basically like talking to yourself and your thoughts and you were like, am I doing this because I actually like it or am I doing it because like like how'd you phrase it? You're like, am I doing it because I actually like it or am I doing it to basically kind of like help younger me? How did you phrase it? You were like,
Yeah, it's more like, am I doing this for me or am I doing this for the old me? Like you got this, you got the point of it. Like, yeah, like, am I just living for the past because suddenly I'm empowered enough to do it? Or,
like a redemption type of thing?
yeah, exactly. Because, like, I remember being like 14, 15, being like, I would love to go to a concert, but I was so terrified of people and crowds, never mind being able to drive or having money, that it was like, yeah, good luck. And, I didn't know anybody that would be willing to help me out. So, yeah, that just wasn't happening. So
Do
it
you,
wasn't until I was like 20, maybe, where I finally got my car and some life experience and some perspective. And I was, especially with Chester dying, Chester Bennington's death was a big part of it, actually.
from Lincoln Park, right?
Yeah. Because I was actually going to go see them. I wanted them to be my first band because I just knew Chester I've seen all the interviews. I just knew who he was as a person.
Mm,
And I wanted to see that. But then he died,
mm.
which kind of convinced me that's like, all right, well, if you're a big fan of what you're a big fan of, you got to kind of act on it.
I see what you mean.
But the more I do it, the more I realize they're an older band. They're all in their 40s. Most of them have kids. Like, they're not my age. I started listening to them when they were my age, and I was like 11.
Hmm.
It's unfair for me to expect them to still be as vibrant as they used to be. But at the same time, it's like I missed it, and I hate it.
Hmm.
I wanted to be there where they were still, throwing guitars off stage and saying, fuck my wife. You fucked my wife, Charlie Sheen. I'll get you after the show. They don't talk like that anymore. It's very scripted. They're like, let's get a young fan up on stage and some kid. and they play the same 8 songs every show.
Let's get a picture with them with this T-shirt.
Yeah, it's very formulaic, very marketed now, which I can't be mad at. Like, I get it, they're a band, they need to make money, but I missed the old days where they were just throwing guitars on stage, making out with their fans on stage. Like, I'm serious. There were good clips out there that and they were in Boston, and they were in like realistically achievable places. The closest I've got to that, honestly, was when I saw them in Rochester, because they loved that city that much. They came out, they were like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I think I found it." The vibrant of the old hot vibrance. But honestly, even then, there's 5 members in the band. Usually you'll get the same 2 carrying the show, and the other 3 are just kind of doing what they can do. At one point, they were all screaming and yelling. And like, I get it. They're older. Their personalities are different. But I don't know. The more I look at it and the more I think about it, especially as an authentic fan, I'm like, I missed what I wanted to see. And all I'm seeing now is, the older them, which in a way is still good, but it's not what I wanted. It's almost like when you ask for something for Christmas, and technically they got it right, but you open it and it was just more disappointing than you realized it was going to be.
Yeah.
But like, that's the dichotomy at this point. It's like, do I wrestle with the fact that it's never going to be what I want it to be, or do I let it go? Because, I don't think there's ever been a point in my life where I ever had something exactly the way I thought I was going to get it.
The thing about life is that it's always unexpected. There's going to be something that, well, it looks good on paper, and you get closer and closer to it, and it's not what you thought it was. But that's the best thing about it, because you get the chance to like experience that.
And I do. I mean, I definitely make the shows work for me too. Like, I've made friends, but they all live in different states because I'm going to different states. So it's not like you guys where I can just text and meet up with at some point. It's like, hey, are they coming around? Vermont? Come, let's meet up at the show, maybe. That definitely isn't going to happen. Like, I'm just at this point now where people are more disappointing to me than ever before. Just because, like, I don't know if it's my expectation of them or just the reality that they are going to disappoint. You know what I mean? Like, when I go to see Hollywood Undead now, there's an expectation that they're an older group, they're an older band that are going to do their most popular songs and are aimed at more younger fans coming up on stage. I can live with that. But the part of me that I'm taking to that show doesn't want to see that. The part of me that I'm taking to that show goes, oh my God, that's them. And it just doesn't mean anything on that level to me anymore. I mean, the meet and greet, yes, that was something. And I let me tell you something. 11 years of passion exploded in 30 seconds. Like, I turned into you.
I like that. I like that.
I can't even describe it because I honestly kind of blacked out. I really wish I had one other person with me that knew me, just so they could feed back to me what happened. But I just remember, because there's 5 of them, so they're all in a line. I remember dabbing up Funny Man, the first guy. I looked him in the eye. He goes, "What's up, bro?"
You blacked out.
I blacked out. The excitement overwhelmed me instantly. Because, like, up until that point, I was one of the last people in line. So, like, I'm seeing them, and I'm like, oh my God, they're right there. And they're tall. It's like, I did not expect, they're all like 6 foot. They're tall people. So I'm getting closer to them, and I'm like one of the last people in line. So I shake Funny Man's hand, and all the excitement just exploded on me. I just made my way down the line screaming. I was like, let me tell you something. It's been a long time coming.
I like that. I like that. Oh,
And then I like took 3 steps back, and I was like, I love every single one. I need to make sure the camera can see. I love every single one of you.
Yeah.
And like, I could tell by their faces that they were like so, because I was the only person that explosive at that point. Like, everyone else was like, what's up? What's up? Like, cool. I was the only one like screaming at them with like utter passion.
And that's what's cool because they'll remember that.
Oh, they did.
You know?
If when they see me again in May, they're gonna be like, oh wait, that's him, isn't it?
It's that Chandler guy.
I never told them my name, actually.
Okay.
You have to.
No, I didn't. Well, it didn't even matter because, like, again, cycling back to this whole point where it's like I really missed my stop. Like, if 11 years ago that happened, I'm sure my name would have carried more weight. They would have known me as a veteran fan, but they only met me at that point.
Mm.
So all I had was the word of mouth that I've loved you for 11 years and the God willing passion to convince it.
Do you? That's actually very relatable because there's some things that like I'm like I wish I loved it during its prime. I hate that I found it when I found it. You know that there's like comedians who have like either are not in their prime or
Yeah.
have who
George Carlin's my best example of this. Like,
oh
yeah, like I liked him when I was like 12, and I didn't even know he narrated Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah,
me either.
you
I
didn't
didn't
either.
fucking know that now. I just
Yeah, he's the one of the narrators for Thomas the Tank Engine. No joke.
Well, damn.
Are you serious right now?
Dead serious. Look it up.
That's me.
Andy, pull that up.
Oh, Joe Rogan. That reminds me of do you know the comedian Norm Macdonald?
No.
He was on SNL. He did some other shit, but he sadly passed away and I was like, "Oh, I wish I got to like be a fan of him during his prime." Was there anything ever that you liked but you found out about it after the fact type thing? You know, like after it became big, you know?
Jacksepticeye.
Okay.
It was after he became big that I started watching like his videos, and they were really funny. I actually met him once at a PAX East, and I was trying to be cool, but I stuttered because I was like, "It's you."
Yeah, I know exactly what he means because I even when I'm like so sure I can do something as simple as dive in the pool, I'm like I'll lock up like that too. I'm like I don't know how my arms move.
Like you know that one meme with Spider-Man. He's like, "Yeah, if you actually cared, you'd be here." And then he opens it. He's like, "Oh my God, it's over down here."
Yeah, I've heard he used to have like YouTube by his grasp. Didn't he used to be one of the biggest people on YouTube, Jacksepticeye?
He still is.
He's like I thought he was like contending with Markiplier at one point, for, like biggest
shit.
content streamer on. What's their demographic like? Content streaming.
I think
Markiplier is scary games. Jacksepticeye is screaming. Pie is screaming in Sweden.
So
oh shit.
what would the theme be? Like reactive content?
Yeah, reactive and gaming content.
They're like the OGs because now I feel like everyone's you
The
know.
top three.
Oh shit.
I think the big three.
Well, I think Smosh kind of started the whole thing off.
Oh yeah, Smosh. There, he was like, they were like the king.
I remember when they were like either top 3 or 1 on YouTube.
I remember they made the parody songs.
It was like Smosh, PewDiePie, Mr. Beast.
They were live
Yeah.
video kings, and the top three, Markiplier, PewDiePie, and Jacksepticeye, were the top three in gaming. I forget. Corey X Kenshin.
I've heard of him.
He's the top in. I don't know. I know it's gaming. He's got him, Dashi. They got great reactions.
Mhm.
Dashi's cool, but I only like certain content videos from him. It has to be a Mario Maker video, or it has to be like one of those very specific one-off games like I Am Bread.
You remember his animations? He's like,
I like his skit videos like Ghetto Chef and Ghetto Rent Collecting and whatever.
Those sound so familiar. What's you guys mentioned Smosh, Ian and Anthony, right? Is that what their name was? Didn't they have like things like the shut up button? Like shut up.
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
That
I remember the Pokemon in real life. Remember,
yes.
you must battle me and my 6 Metapods.
Oh yeah.
Yo! Holy fuck.
Metrosexual hipster. Dresses like a flamboyantly gay man to stand out from the male crowd. No, the Pokemon. My bad. Metapod. Completely useless Pokemon.
I saw a Smosh podcast, like I was scrolling through TikTok and it had the Smosh logo in the back. So it must be something they're related to. Some girl was on there from Easton. I don't know who it was, but I was like, whoa, what a fucking coincidence, you know? They used to have YouTube by the balls. My favorite YouTube.
When YouTube still had balls. I personally have gone on this tirade lately. I'm anti-YouTube to the teeth now.
Except for this video.
Well, I'm not against your platform, but no, like I honestly have like I went back to MP3 players because first of
What?
all,
Wait, show the camera that. I fucking love that when you showed me that.
yeah, because like
Ultimate, ultimate.
first of all, my phone and tablet just won't load anymore.
Mm.
Like I don't know what happened, but ever since the new year, like I'll open the YouTube app and it'll just spin.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just spin. And then like every 2 days there's a new update that I have to like manually look for and manually install. It's not even worth it.
Yeah.
I can still use YouTube on like my Xbox and my laptop, which is fine. I'll deal with it.
It's not the same.
But yeah, it's not the same. You're right. And if like you really feel the difference where like you're so used to just being able to reach for your phone and you're like, wait a minute, it's not gonna do me any good.
Mm-hmm.
But then like you reach for this and you're like, you can listen, but then you still kind of want to. You're so used to just playing with something
Mm.
that you're still like, oh, how many files do I have? What's the alphabetical order? Like you're just bored at that point.
And you said you had good storage on there, right?
Yeah. I've been adding more stuff actually. I think I only use like 5 GB out of 50.
People need to follow that suit. I love
This is
that.
like a $20 MP3 player too. It's really not that complex.
Nowadays, a lot of streaming services, no streaming service is perfect. I know
Yeah, I've used like
when,
just under 6 gigs.
when Twitch started accepting other forms of content, and it was just like, who, like, you can't show this here. There's kids on this content. And then recently I was watching Optimus. He's a YouTuber that talks about like any kind of big news, and he was recently talking about ads. I don't see ads because I use premium.
I had to cancel mine actually because I was a premium member, and even as a premium member, top 4%,
Mm.
it did me zero favors. I'm like, why am I paying $13 a month to get mad at an app?
I'm
You're good at voice impressions. I had to say that, but I had to. You're good at it. But yes, you were saying?
I was using I was watching him, and he was talking about how like these ads were like, I don't know, they were what's it called, softcore. It was like sexual, but like
Oh shit.
not showing much. Just
She's in a blouse
It's like-
by the windy window
Yeah.
thing.
In this weather?
Yeah.
What?
No, no, because it's no, because it's windy. Because it's windy. Because it's windy.
You really made him look for it too.
Can you imagine? It's like so.
You know what you did? That was basically what you just did.
Yes. Sorry. What were you-
Something. Essentially, the ads are getting out of hand on YouTube. It's like no one's really watching, like seeing if they're actually fit for YouTube, because it's more like Mrs. Incredible is lonely, it's like the type of stuff, and it just has like AI generated ads. It's annoying.
Really on YouTube?
I don't know. I don't look at ads anymore.
All the YouTube ads I've been now seeing since they're finally back, which is kind of interesting to say, is they're all like for Stanford University or like doing your taxes online.
Yeah.
I guess
Oh, TurboTax, right?
Yeah.
My guess is that the ads will like come into what you like search up. Like if you're just searching up, or if you're around college a lot, maybe your phone's like picking that up, or your tablet. And
Oh yeah, because they're hearing what we're saying right now. Yeah. They hear everything I'm saying.
Mm.
That's weird.
Sony, give me a free PlayStation 5, please.
Hi Apple. Hi Google. What's going on? Something like that. They'll hear us. Some people in like Washington D.C. or something.
I like how we talk about these big corporations like they're aliens. Like, I wonder when they're gonna come visit us.
It's like, yeah, where are they?
A lot of people with a lot of money don't remember that, it's not the same. And money changes your lifestyle, and it all sometimes also changes your mindset. A lot of people, I know that I like to save my money as best I can. Nowadays, I'm just like, I like to grind for money. I just like to collect money.
Mhm.
Money. I just like it. But I know that I need to spend it. Not like a lot of rich people that say, oh, I got money. I may sit on it and get more money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny you guys mentioned the big corporations because before I got a new phone in December and you were mentioned the streaming services. For years, like before I even knew who you guys were, I was using an app called Musi and it would like connect to YouTube videos and they would play after I exit the app. But I guess they went into lawsuit with Google, obviously a big corporation, because they said it was kind of illegal. I can see what they're saying because they're using YouTube's platform. And when I got the new phone, it's not on the App Store anymore. So I had to start all over. I found that out at the T-Mobile. So I had to 10 years of stuff transferred over to Spotify. It was something.
Yeah, I remember feeling the same way when Google Play got bought out.
Oh shit, I remember that.
I loved Google Play actually. Like if I still had Google Play, none of this MP3 player stuff would be happening. But
Wait, Google Play's no longer a thing? 'Cause
oh
I have
no, God no.
You have Google Play on your phone?
well, I have what I thought was Google Play Store. Is that not the same?
Oh, that's just like the App Store.
Google Play was all orange, but it had the same basic look. But yeah, it was so much
Yeah. Because it would have specific YouTube videos that are not on a streaming service.
better. Right.
Like my favorite YouTube channel, I think was like, how do I say it? Show Moho or something. They would have like parody songs, like catchy parody songs.
Yeah.
Like a presidential debate, they put auto-tune to it and it would actually be quality.
Maybe like the quality too.
And
on,
if it,
you, on YouTube,
oh yeah.
it has to be categorized as music to appear on YouTube Music. So even if you uploaded a video with music in it
Uh-huh.
and you made it education, documentary, and you tried to look for it title-wise in YouTube Music, you wouldn't find it. But if you made it music, you'll find it.
I hate the copyright. It's like they see some things as copyright when it really isn't. You know? It's annoying.
Well, yeah.
There was actually a thing about copyright. It was with a YouTuber called The Act Man, and it was against a YouTuber called Quantum TV.
Okay.
And what was happening was Quantum TV was doing a review when Elden Ring got around when Elden Ring got Game of the Year, and it was a bad take. It was a bad hot take, and some YouTubers were like clowning on him. And so what he would do is he would strike them for copyright because they would make a video about how bad his video was, and then like they either take it down or he'd take down his claim because it was like you can't use copyright claim to take down videos you don't like because you don't like them. Now, and it was fair use because when you put it on the internet, it's fair use. You can use it however you'd like, so long as it's not just re-uploading the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he did that to what's his name, the Act Man, and it ended up in like I don't know, like a whole thing because he just messed with the wrong guy, and it ended up with Quantum's TV like channel getting taken out, and a couple months or so, maybe a year, he was on the news or something like that about going to jail or something. Quantum, it's
Oh shit.
yeah. Two things aren't related, but in the video the Act Man made,
Uh-huh.
he was talking about how like Quantum, how his takes and how he treats people and his views makes him seem like a narcissist, and I'm guessing that's the path that led him to go to prison at one point. Yeah.
Wow.
Copyright claim is no joke. Do not, on YouTube you should be able to hate each other and coexist. And according to Actman, Quantum threatened that because he was just striking. You use my video, I'm copyrighted claiming you and making it so that you can't show any video. What? You're saying I'm bad? Well, you're not looking at the videos that I'm not showing.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Yeah, like I would love to play the bands that we were talking about, or like Jacksepticeye. I could play it right now, but if I did, YouTube would be like, according to my calculations, this isn't your content. I'd be like, fuck, man,
The thing is that you can use people's content so long as it's just not like it's like a clip and then you add your own type of thing. That's what what's it called? Reactors, they do that.
Yeah.
They watch a video, put in their 2 cents, and keep doing that, and that's fair use.
Mm-hmm. I remember people would put like it in the caption as if it was like gonna change anything. It's like, no copyright intended. No, you got to do more than that. That's not gonna cut it for YouTube, you know?
That's like when I buy rolling papers and it says only for legalized herbs. And I'm like, okay.
Exactly. There's I I told Andrew this before this, so this is kind of like my surprise to you. I ask all the guests this question. So I'm gonna ask both of you guys. Huh?
I'm a Virgo.
Same here.
Oh,
Not only that, we had the same birthday.
another triple one, another triple one. Three Virgos. Let's go. Let's go. Holy crap, what a coincidence. Holy crap. That's, see, right there is one of the many reasons that makes life so beautiful, which is a perfect segue because I ask all the guests this. What makes life so beautiful? Who wants to go first?
I don't think I can.
For me, life is beautiful.
We'll have you think. We'll have you think.
Life is video.
It's a
Life
video
is
game.
beautiful because it's a video. Yes, it's a video. Nah, I'm just kidding. Life is beautiful because it's unexpected, at least for me. It's also uh, beautiful because it is expected. It's a lot of things. For me, it's tasteful. I don't know.
I like that.
I like that way. I like saying it that way because I'm getting into food a lot. I'm starting to try a lot of sweets, and that's something is new to me. I didn't really go for a lot of sweets. I mean, I do like sweets, but
Hmm.
I'm thinking, oh, I kind of want to be a connoisseur of sweets. I'm even trying new foods that I never really ate. Um, it's new. It's always changing. Life to me is beautiful because it's changing. It's not staying the same.
Hmm. I like that. It's like a forest that's growing. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of that. What about you, my friend? You got your thinking face on.
Yeah, I'm trying to work off of Andrew.
Don't worry, because all the guests that I've had have had a different answer, so it's okay if it's a different answer.
I think he's onto something with the whole change concept because I used to never really feel like life was really beautiful. I was very stagnant. I never really had a good idea of how to live life. It was just more of a consequence than it was something I could take control of.
Okay.
It really wasn't until college, even more so recently, that I kind of realized I do have power and I don't have to just sedate myself all the time with, pessimism and being in my room and
Mm.
just trying to be okay with the fact that life is just work. But I guess to take a step back from how you normally live life and then, feel something else out, it feels refreshing.
Mm.
Like anytime I actually do break the cycle like this, it feels good. It's definitely, it feels like a new day. But there's also doubts and concerns that follow it too.
Hmm.
Like, is this something I want? Is this something I'm doing for the right reasons? What happens if something goes wrong? Like, and I don't know, I kind of felt myself falling out of the sky.
Well, I'm glad that you had the thought to yourself where you were like, "Am I doing this for the right reasons?" Because
Because,
some,
like, if 5 years ago, not even, but five is a fair time span. If you asked me to do this, I would have just said yes on instinct because, oh my God, it's something.
hmm.
Someone wants me around. Oh my God. I would not have even had the elemental process to think, well, I'm my own person. What do I want? None of that existed in my concept. It was only just someone told me to do something, I must do it. That's how simplistic I was.
I see what you mean.
And like I had to learn that I actually have an accountability to myself.
And it's good that you thought about it. It's like, is this? I know I'm mentioning what you already said, but like for the right reasons, because you know that's basically a form of self care to yourself, where it's like, am I doing it for the right reasons? Is this the right thing? You
I
know?
spent a lot of time hanging out with the wrong people for the wrong reasons. So I really felt the difference between doing something begrudgingly because that's just what you do versus actually wanting to do it. Like I probably started smoking pot because of that. Like I was just hanging out with bad friends and they didn't make me feel important. or valued. They never wanted to hear my ideas. It took me a very long time to get comfortable sharing my ideas beyond just like a simple agreement
Mm-hmm.
because like no one wanted to hear me.
I know how you feel because like I used to, I have a stutter, and if you notice, but it draws because it's drawn from being talked over. Like if I say something and then someone cuts me off, and then I just don't say it, and then I forget what I was gonna say. It sucks. I'm trying to make a comeback from that, but uh, that's a challenge in life, and that's one of the three C's that makes life worth living. It's character. No, wait. There's challenges. Then there's I forgot. I forgot the third. Uh, there's challenges and something else that I can't remember.
Maybe I can. What was it? You said the three C's of life?
Challenges, chances, champions.
That is a good one. That could be a. Oh,
Challenges, changes, and shit.
there you go.
Third one.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. The three C's of life. According to AI Google, that big corporation we were just talking about, AI overview, the three C's of life often refer to choices, chances, and changes. I like them screenshotting that shit. It says choices, life presents us with numerous choices, both big and small, and each choice shapes our path. Chances, greatest risk is often the risk of doing nothing. So taking chances and stepping outside of your comfort zone can lead to growth. And then change is part of life, so embracing it can lead to new experiences. Let me give you a fist bump for that. I fucking love that. You know what? I'm screenshotting it twice for no reason. I love that.
I like to come up with my own like sayings. So when it came to driving, I seen when I started driving my mom's car, I
Hmm.
started seeing like a lot of people just impatient on the road coming
Yeah.
back from work. This guy would just zoom past me. I was going like 30. I was going 25 in a school zone, and this guy just ran like got onto the other side and, and zoomed off. And I
Hmm.
came and it thought to me, and I thought, man, if you're in a hurry to go nowhere, you're gonna get there fast. And that relates to like a lot of people driving, going past you, speeding, just to end up right next to you. Like
That's
they can
facts.
go anywhere fast. But when it comes to life and changes, changes in life are going to happen. They're challenging, but if your character, that was the thing I want to do. But choices is also the a good way. Because with your character or choices you make, you can adapt or you can. Is the word stagnate?
Yeah.
Stagnate?
You could stay stagnant yeah.
For some things I like to stay stagnant, like video games. I like to keep those on me. Memories, things I like to do, I like to keep those with me. I don't want to change those. But the challenges in life, like how society shapes itself and how like you adapt to those things, that's what makes life pretty cool because you it feels like a game. You level up, you change, and you get better.
Hmm.
And I'm not good at talking.
You're doing great right now, my friend. On the pod, I'm proud of you. You're doing great right now, honestly. Yeah, and that was one of the best answers from both of you guys. That was because everyone had a good answer that I've had so far. It could be short and sweet, or it can just be as greatly detailed as you guys did just now. So I love that. And speaking of life, uh, I was when I told people I'm doing a podcast today, they were like, "Ooh, sprinkle in AI. I want to see what people think about AI because they're really big into AI."
My professor brings that up a lot. He's
So
really concerned about AI in school because specifically things like ChatGPT and like having like ghostwriting for papers and stuff. He's like really concerned that not only are people not doing their own learning, but like it'll just overall change the type of language and the type of touch that academia will end up having as a legacy. Because like it sounds very microscopic to point this out right now, but like If ChatGPT starts writing everything, that becomes like imagine if ChatGPT, imagine if AI wrote the Declaration of Independence. Imagine if AI wrote the Constitution. Like in about 300 years, that becomes a possibility. Well, so this textbook written by ChatGPT that we're going to be citing, like, like that's a big concern because there's a lot of job concerns, there's a lot of humanitarian concerns.
Ever since Halo, I've had like an interest
I went
in
into like a really
artificial intelligence.
big scan, but
But now that it's actually here, it's not what I used. That's not what I kind of thought. When I thought artificial intelligence, I was thinking Halo or Sword Art Online, where like you have an actual person, a sentient being that can communicate with you, like Alexa or Cortana or Siri. But
yeah,
it's
like
more.
the AI assistants. That's more the stereotype they have.
But with human nature, it's all about finding something to make life easier. People today are just using it to, a lot of people are just using it to do their work, which is fine, but like it's not, but you don't learn from it. And that's not the work we want to do. When we think about wanting people to do our work, wanting AI to do our work, we're thinking like take out the trash or cook us meals.
Like the Jetsons.
Futurama.
No,
No, not Futurama. I'm sorry. Jetsons.
no,
Yeah.
you got the right idea. We wanted to do it like that. I don't want AI to do my work for me. I want to learn because you're gonna want to learn. If you don't learn, you won't grow. If you don't grow, you're just gonna you'll be you won't be miserable.
AI will take away the challenge we were just talking about out of life.
Yeah, AI takes away the challenge in life, and I don't want that for anybody. Even if that's something they want, I want them to like at least have the ability to like go out, enjoy life, or make something of themselves and not just say, "Hey, AI, can you draw me a Mona Lisa in at the beach in
50-degree hue shifted.
yeah,
So yeah, anything. Yeah, just because I could play the whole kids today card, but do you know how you guys could all read an analog clock without even thinking about it?
yeah,
Yeah, like that one right there.
Yeah. Do you know how many kids can't?
It's crazy.
Do you know how many kids just don't know? Like, it could be 3 o'clock on an analog clock. They're like, "What's with the hands?"
Yeah, why is it like,
Yeah, they're gonna be like, "That's a weird dab." They're not gonna know any. They're gonna be like, "Oh, it's dab o'clock."
the 10 and 2.
Yeah, seriously, that's how they're gonna think about
that'd
it.
be another thumbnail. Try to get it.
10:10 is gonna be this to them.
That's facts. It's insane.
It's 6:30. Like, they're gonna dance to the clock. They don't know what they're
The
doing.
pig. Wow.
Analog.
Do the analog. Yeah, no, yeah, no, that's where it's at. And fast forward another 50 years. What's it gonna be then? Like, oh, back in my day, we had to drive ourselves to school and work, and now you kids just get to teleport there. You don't even know what traffic is, damn it. Like, is that where we're going?
The thing about like humanity is that old things will always become less needed. Kind of like the rotary phone or the Nintendo Entertainment System. Remember, like things are electronics. That machines are always going to be newer versions of it, and it will become less needed, like the phone book or the phone booth.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing about that is that you got to at least learn it. You learn it, even if it's not needed. Learning something that isn't needed will help out in the end somehow.
It's like if life is too easy, it'll be convenient, but too much of anything is bad. Even too much water, too much convenience will be like, and then the slightest bit of adversity happens,
Yeah, that's
and you're like, oh shit, how do I handle it? Because everything's been too easy, you know?
too much of anything, I guess, is kind of circling back to my whole point about life. Like,
I
I could be objective and say, well, I smoke a lot of pot. I sit around the house a lot. I'm not really doing as much as I could. And that'd be true. But at the same time, it's also like, well, I'm not doing nothing. So, I don't know how to be fair on myself at that point where it's like, okay, well, I'm human, but I'm also, a product of our generation. So, how do I mediate that?
Yeah.
You know, because it'd be way too easy for me to go, oh, it's Mental Health Monday, and then Terrible Days Tuesday, and then Wonderful Wednesday, all the like like I've lived that life, and it was fun when I thought I could get away with it.
It's apathy. Like, well, apathy is the enemy of enjoyment, maybe?
Well, because like
You're on fire with the quotes today. I like those quotes.
that I realized too is like you would think that like oh just tuning out everything is great. It's not. Like I'm actually like really pissed at myself for like not being as engaged with my life as I could have been. Like there are so many gaps in my learning on like fundamental levels that I actually like they make me feel stupid. Like I finally realized that that's why I feel stupid is because, you know, I never invested in my own learning.
Coasting through life, it's a thing. A lot of kids do it. I still do it
Well, because
sometimes.
I was told I had ADD. So in my head, that meant, oh, I have a problem and there's nothing I can do about it,
Nah.
which is how a lot of people feel when they get diagnosed with something. You can internalize it. And
Yeah.
then, you know, only because of, I think, psychology and talking with Dr. Mertz that I really learned to transcend that.
And people try to act like meds is the only thing for when people are diagnosed, which is definitely not like it's the answer for some people, but not the only answer for everyone.
Personally, I used Lexapro. I barely noted a difference. I think it had more to do with my mentality than anything. Because, like, I've been having a good mentality lately, and I feel as good as I ever did on any kind of meds,
Hmm.
including pot. So it's not like the drug is the answer either way. It's more like how I want to approach it matters too. Like, honestly, I cut back on drinking too, because it was like, I liked having a beer at the end of the day, but it was like, do I really need to do this every day? So I kind of just eased off of it. And it wasn't like, oh, I have a problem. It was more like, well, let's not make it a problem and just stop.
Meds definitely help, but I feel like it ultimately comes down to how you feel about something that will change if you need to do something. For example, you know that, I forget, it's like a Bible thing. God helps those who helps themselves.
I think I've heard of that.
Think of like the medicine as
Well,
God.
capitalism would agree with that.
Think of that,
Yeah.
yeah. So like think of the medicine as God, and then like yeah, God will help you. But if you're not like taking the stages to help yourself, like to get out of it, then like the medicine can only do so much. It all comes down to your mental
Yeah, it's mentality over biology.
Yeah, you got to put the effort into it too.
Like there are actual people with real biological issues that do need medication, but especially with things like anxiety and depression. I'm sorry, but I feel like in a lot of cases it's overdiagnosed, especially overprescribed meds. I feel like in a lot of cases it's more to do with the individual's mentality than anything else.
Mm.
And yeah, that's still a problem that needs treatment, but that doesn't mean drug is the treatment. It means introspection and talking to somebody. It means, you know, recognizing what you do every day and making micro adjustments or macro adjustments to stop living certain. Okay, like circling back, I said like what, an hour ago that I started running 2 days ago. Part of the reason why is because I want to feel myself breathe normally again. Because I'm tired of it. And I'm also like, I start tennis on Wednesday and I deliberately signed up for that as, you know, a deadline to like, you know, snap out of it. Because lifeguarding propelled me out of it. Because, you know, I signed up for lifeguarding last semester. Like, oh, you know, get certified for lifeguarding. You know, Andrew did it. He seems like he has a good time. It's another skill. I liked it. I liked being in the water. And I liked watching myself get better at swimming. Because, like, I knew how to swim. It was the same as chess. I know how to swim, but then I learned how to swim. I learned how to keep my head in the water. I learned how to do the you know, the Olympic swimmer stroke. So you actually really get your distance per time and all that stuff.
Where do you do it at?
Here?
Oh, at the one of the gyms, right? Kelly Gymnasium, I think.
Yeah, yeah. What's his name? The coach.
Michael.
Yeah, I just called him coach all semester. So like I never actually learned his name. I was like, what are we doing today, coach? Like I was so happy to be there.
You said it perfectly about you think some things get overdiagnosed. I have been more open to mention this. When I was younger, I used to be self-conscious about it. I think I've mentioned it on the pod before, but in 2009, I was diagnosed with like a mild form of autism. So it's like you guys said it perfectly of like how you react towards like either the news or medication or like it's like also the mentality plays a role in it too.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I've had multiple girlfriends say, "You're autistic" to me, and I'm like, "You're not a doctor."
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like it kind of go
Any one of all three of us could be called autistic. Why? Based on what?
exactly.
Give me a chart.
It-
Give me any real reason that what's autistic.
yeah.
Tell me what that means.
Do you want actual answer?
Yes, I do. I want to know. I want to know what makes someone autistic different than someone who's not autistic, other than the neurology of it.
To me, something I think I do that's autistic is I just did it. You were talking and I was looking at you, but then a feather flew.
Oh, yeah, so the little
Yeah. And that's about it. My extent. That and I like to paste. I like to pace. I like to pace back and forth from the kitchen to the room.
I do that too, but I'm not. I think that's more like attention deficit.
Mm.
Because like honestly, I've been learning about like working memory in psychology. A big part of what we call ADHD could really just be referred to as low functioning working memory,
Mm.
which would actually make a lot of sense for me. Like if I was just a low functioning working memory, that would explain why my coordination sucks. My video game skills are really bad. Why it takes me forever to think things through unless I completely lock in. And why when you have multiple things going on, they call it dual stimulation. They cancel each other out. Like let's say you're trying to take notes and I'm also trying to talk to you. If you're really honestly trying to listen to me and take notes, you're not going to remember either
Mm.
because your brain, your working memory is fighting itself to try to. So your brain has to do two things. You have to recognize stimulation and then you have to encode it. So you can hear my voice and you can watch yourself write, but you're not going to encode both. You have to pick one or neither. And especially if you're like playing YouTube while you're doing something else, that's a great example, by the way.
Mhm.
If you're playing anything like a video game while you're trying to listen to a YouTube video, and I did this to myself deliberately last night just to test it. I listened to the same video like 5 times while playing a video game, put no extra effort into listening, and then after 5 times, I was like, tell myself anything I can think of about the video. I came up with like 2 things, and it was like a 10-minute video. 2 things, and both of them were from the beginning,
Yeah.
which is a good point to say like my working memory disregarded the video in favor of Call of Duty.
I almost took my headphones off because I'm invested in what you're saying. I was like, hold on, I gotta take these off because I'm hearing you virtually. Let me.
Hold on, I need to hear myself clear.
But I have a question.
Yeah.
So, like, what was it you called it? Like, when you're having trouble trying to listen to two things?
Right? Low something.
So if you're trying to listen to two different things, that would be dual stimulation. But if you have high functioning working memory, that means your working memory can process up to 5 to 7 things at a time.
So, if I listen to music
Maybe
while
9.
playing video games and I play better, is that high something something?
So what kind of music?
Like, let's say I'm playing, I don't know, Mario, or no, I'm playing Call of Duty, and then I put on, let's say, party rock or something like that.
I think the genre matters less than how it affects you. So like for me, I respond well to like ambience
Mm.
because there's nothing my brain can interpret that into to make my I have a very active imagination. So like when I hear music, it immediately puts me in a setting. Like every song has a setting. Like if I'm listening to Deftones, I'm in the car. Even if I'm already in the car, I just picture myself in the car. If
Bangers.
I'm listening to Hollywood Undead, it's a concert. If I'm listening to 3 Days Grace, it's a garage band. Like there's atmospheres and themes that come with the music I listen to, except for ambience.
Do you ever have a time where you think of a song and you're like, oh, I remember where I was when I first heard it? That's how I am sometimes.
Yes, that does happen.
Mm.
That does happen.
That used to happen, but now my imagination, every time I hear a song, every song to me has a fight scene. except for actually,
That's
look,
where that's where I'm coming from actually, because like
Oh,
I think that was part of what made me such a like angry defensive person was like I would be stuck in my head so much that like anytime I heard a song, especially like a heavier song, it would always make me think. So like I was always like subconsciously very, very angry and ready to fight.
Mm.
But when I deliberately dialed that back, like stopped watching Family Guy all the time, because like it's all this little stuff. Like Family Guy makes you more violent indirectly.
well, yeah, the media and people and environment, everything that you consume, even the food you consume, just makes you who you are.
Right. So like just making micro adjustments, like stop watching Family Guy every day. Stop listening to only heavy metal music every day. Like I had to start out very micro at first. I was like, at first it was only like 5 minutes of what's currently my favorite meditational track that I can listen to for multiple hours now. And I prefer listening to it when I sleep and when I work. It wouldn't do me any good right now, but it would do me very good, like independently.
Well, it's like that yin yang flags. Did I say it right? Like the balance. It's like
Yeah.
if you have the best in both with life, like that's what I feel life is all about, having like the seesaw. Because if you have it all on one side, if you put all your eggs in one basket, then it could be a little risky, you know?
Hmm. Well, that's actually why I'm into plants as much as I'm into school. I do believe in education, and I always will, but I also believe in essentials like growing your own food. So I've decided to commit my life to both academics and the trade.
There you go.
So I grow. I want to get to the point where I can grow my own like potatoes and garlic and
Ooh.
onion. And I started.
Would you ever make a place for it?
What do you mean?
Like
Like,
a small greenhouse.
yeah.
Yeah, like I use my deck. So like right now they're all out there. But that was one of the things I started doing instead of just playing video games all the time because that was one of the really good things I did actually was I started substituting gaming time for gardening time because not only did it kept me on my feet, it kept me in the sun, and it was just way more beneficial to watch plants grow than to get mad at Smash Brothers or Mario Kart for losing again. Because I always consider myself an anomaly. Like I wasn't like I watched myself stay bad at the majority of things I did in my life. Like most people can just naturally improve with just like repeating something over and over. I somehow don't do that very well.
Mm.
Like I could watch all my friends start a video game and they'll all consistently get better at it in about the same way. I'll plateau at a very early stage.
Hmm.
And it's frustrating because like Andrew and I tried to play Warzone one time or we tried to play something or other one time and I'm always the first one to go down. I'm always the weakest link and no one's harder on me than myself about it. Because, like, on one hand, I'm like, it's a fucking video game. What difference does it make? But on the other hand, it's like, this is my friends, and, I said I would do this, and I'm letting them down. So there's the dichotomy of what kind of man am I going to be? Someone that cares this much about a video game, or someone that cares about the words I say I'm going to follow? Like, and, ultimately backing away from video games was good for me, but you still play them. Kyle still play them. I still have them in my life. And even when I do play, it's mostly like independent games like Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor.
Solo player campaign
Yeah, I really like the RPGs. Like the RPG camp. Like I played Tomb Raider I just kind of found Tomb Raider one time and I played it. That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I played one of the Assassin's Creeds. I got about I don't even know how far into it. I think the combat messed me up.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I play? I played a lot of one-off games like Blue Dragon. Like I like games like that, like where you learn a character's story as well as how they interact with the world. I don't like beat 'em ups. I don't like shooters particularly. I can like them, but it has to be with a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like just for example, last night when I was playing Call of Duty, I finally got the brain rot camo on my knife. So like that was why I was doing it. It wasn't like, yeah, guns, yeah, fun. It was more like I just want to do something that's not studying and a little more high stimulating because I tried playing Minecraft and I was like,
It happens. It really does. I'm on a I'm currently on a 2-ish month Minecraft spree with a friend of mine. We got a realm and we killed the dragon, we fought the wither, And now, well, he still has a bunch of ideas. I'm starting to lose, not interest, but I don't have any ideas left other than, I don't know, making another base. But this time, instead of it being in the ground, it's going to be in the sky.
What I like to do is sometimes I'll visit the older worlds that I used to make with the older friends that weren't good for me. And we all had our own culture because we would each just take a part of the world and just do whatever we wanted. So one of my friends was a totalitarianist through and through. He would just build a gigantic wall around the village, like the NPC village.
I did that once.
He did that every time, and like he didn't realize or care that by doing that he was despawning the villagers and like basically colonizing them.
Oh, no.
So he was colonizing these villages without any real regard of how ethnocentric he was being. Anyway, so he did that, and then would have the nerve to be like, "They're all dying," and then I had to learn how to make a villager farm, and that was like finding the new world to him. He was like, "Give me the method." So once we figured out how to matrix breed our villagers for librarian enchantment books or mending books or whatever was the big fish at the time. Yeah, it just became very corporatized actually.
Yeah, that's how it goes. To make life easier, it's got to be corporatized.
Maybe that's why I don't like Minecraft, because like I only like it in the very beginning stages where everything's still new. But then like once you really get established, I'm like,
You get
well, that's it. I'm the
industrial.
bad guy now.
They're making a movie of it, I think, right?
Yeah,
Minecraft
really
movie.
bad looking one. I'm not interested in.
Probably those 19-year-olds again that will probably like it.
No, it's targeted for 8-year-olds.
Oh yeah.
Nostalgia pandering because Jack Black's in it,
It's
which is fine. I'm not mad at Jack Black for being in it, but like it's a bad look. Like you don't just go and a crafting table appears. I'm sorry, you don't do that.
they maybe if they did it the way the Mario movie did it, like the Mario movie, Super Mario movie. You watched it.
I did. Yeah, like if they live action was a huge mistake. They should have done like either Telltale story mode style or
It works for some games, but not all. I mean movies. It works for some movie, game into movie
like
things.
I'll be fair, the Five Nights at Freddy live action movie wasn't bad. They butchered the hell out of the story, but like as a live action project, it wasn't bad.
But the Sonic movie did a real good job with doing CGI with live action.
Yes.
And then the Mario movie was all animated, and it was good because Mario's cartoony, and so is
Minecraft.
yeah. Well, Minecraft is cartoony, but it's also locking. And what they should have done was at least all animated. That's what I think would have done well, and not try to add like actual people into it. And if they were to make it blocky, like those animations, those like by those animators from like a while ago. They do these music videos like "Don't Mind at Night," and those are pretty good. They should have done it like that,
Hmm.
or the modern animation for Minecraft. They should have done like that because that fits well. I don't know.
You want to know what else fit well? It's not a sexual joke. Don't worry. Us three on an episode.
I like how our personalities merge.
Oh yes, it must be the triple Virgo thing. You know what I mean? Triple Virgo thing. I want to thank both of you humans for joining today. I tell them all the time, you guys could be doing anything, but the fact that you guys are here means the world, especially on break. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys.
We might be the only 3 students on campus.
Exactly.
That's why it was so empty. I didn't know it was break until you guys said it was break, and I just realized.
That would have really ruined the surprise if he came out and was like, "Boy, I didn't know we were on spring break." I'm like, "We're in semester. What are you talking about?"
Exactly.
You are so lucky you kept your mouth shut.
I was like, oh, we got to tell him on the pod. We got to tell him on the pod.
He would have ruined it by bringing up that you didn't know it was spring break.
It's like, where is everybody? Where is everybody? Exactly. I guess you could say it's a terrific Tuesday. No, wait, is it?
It's Wednesday.
Oh shit, we were all wrong. What? Oh,
I said Tuesday. Yeah.
where's that from? That sounds familiar.
It's from the I don't know what his name is, but he had a Spider-Man costume. He's like, "It is Wednesday, my dudes." Then Nero went,
Oh yes. Oh shit. It's all starting to come back to me.
Mhm.
Well, guys, is there anything else that you guys want to say to any of the podium viewers or anything in general?
I'd like to come back at some point.
Oh, dead ass. No doubt. No doubt. Which I'm letting it all out behind the scenes. I was telling Andrew about this. There's a clubhouse at my house where you have to take the storage stuff out of it. Might be a future studio. So,
Okay.
maybe the return episode will be in that new studio.
That's a good idea.
So thank you guys both for being on. And
I just wish I had more to say.
oh, you did amazing.
We had a lot.
You did amazing. You did amazing. Yeah, you could say it was if there is any. Is there anything else you want?
Not without taking up more time.
Oh,
You
oh, you're good. You're good. It's still rolling. You're still good. If there's anything, you could,
taking off my headphones just to hear you.
yeah, you could say whatever you want, my friend. It's all ears, my friend.
Okay.
You're good.
This was just nice. Like it meant a lot to do this, and especially connecting with you guys again.
Anytime, anytime.
And I don't know. I don't know how you guys been doing with dating at all lately, but like I've really backed off, but I also kind of still do it. Like it's very passive. And I don't know. It just kind of comes back to this whole like people tend to disappoint me thing, where it's like I don't even know what I want anymore from in that element of life.
Mm-hmm.
Dating is strange.
Especially nowadays.
For me, I've been doing it for a while. It's so strange. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like at this point, I'm just willing to say the only winning move is not to play. But I'm also like, well, that's not what I want.
Well, it's funny you say that. So I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I've seen things called like the law of detachment, where it's like if you don't put your energy towards something, sometimes it will come to you. I've noticed that where I haven't, like years past, where I wasn't looking into the dating pool, and the dating pool kind of came to me unexpectedly. And I know people would say, oh, this stuff happens unexpectedly sometimes. And I used to be like, yeah, whatever. But sometimes it does work. I don't know. Um, like I've told people before, so I've had 5 exes over the years. You know, at least one of them, and I'm on good terms with all of them because I try my best not to burn bridges with people. Um, and even though I have that experience, and even people with experience could still, because like we said, all three of us have the experience in this world of dating, and even for us, it's like it's tough, especially nowadays. And I'm not sound like an old person, but with these phones, it kind of makes it a little bit harder because it's hard to read off of text. You know what I mean? It's hard to read someone off of text, like even
Yeah.
with emojis.
If you're lucky. I mean, if you even get that far, if they even text you back, I'm talking more like
The apps, there's some crazy people on those apps. Not everyone, but some of those apps are some crazy people. I've noticed.
Crazy good or bad?
bad.
Bad, yeah. Not all of them though, but I've tried out. Fuck it, I'm letting it all on the pod. Over the years, I'm not on any of them now, but I've been on Tinder before. I've been on Bumble, and I've been on Hinge.
I've used all three of them. Not now, but
You saying Facebook date? I didn't know that was a thing. Is it?
yeah, it kind of snuck up on me. It was really, yeah, because I started using Marketplace to sell some junk, and then
Wait, so it's connected? Well, not connected, but like,
yeah, they're in the same interface.
so you could be on Market Basket, and it would say Mark Zuckerberg pops up. It's like, have you tried it? Facebook dating.
Yeah, it's under the little heart icon.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I know. You learn something new every day.
So like
I
my
actually sold some stuff on Marketplace.
yeah, so like my Facebook's now like Maggie checked you out.
Really?
Lauren liked you. Yeah, you're like it, and then you can. It's just like Tinder. It's like this girl, this girl, this girl, this girl.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Wait, that actually sounds familiar now that I think about it. A friend of mine, I don't want to out him, but a friend of mine sent me a picture of someone that he found on Facebook dating, and it said one mutual friend, Thomas Peterson. And he's
I
like,
think I've seen a couple of those.
for me?
Yeah, you and a few other people.
Really? Are you
Yeah,
serious?
there's a lot of people.
Yo, what a small.
You and a couple other people that keep popping up under people that also know them.
What a small world. Yeah, he was like, "Yo, Thomas, put me on," and I'm like, I don't really.
I don't know you.
Yeah, like it's like not acquaintance, but it's not like it's like right. I don't really, I don't really know the girl.
Funny he says that because like I think at one point I rested on the laurel that like if I really wanted to meet somebody, I could just ask you to have me meet
That
somebody.
is an all. I Let me give you that. I love that right there. I
Like
love that.
I really just sat with myself and was like, you know what? I'm sure Thomas knows somebody. Like he knows where to go. He knows where to throw me. Like Thomas works with me enough to the point where like he'll bring me somewhere and then he'll just go, that girl.
Big. Go, 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 go. Right there. Chandler, that one right there.
Oh,
That
this blue one, she likes puppies. Go.
exactly. Oh shit. Yeah, I like as the kiddos say, I think it's PMO. I think that's their slang. Put put me on. I love putting my friends on to people, and then if they end up being something in the future, I'm like, wow,
I
that's
did
that's
that with
beautiful.
two coworkers. There's this kid that, well, kids, I work with them. They're both younger than me, but they uh they had this like Romeo Juliet thing for each other, like this like just out of high school. I like her. He likes me kind of thing. So I'm like coursing the two together. I'm gassing him up. I'm telling her what he's all about. So eventually they do it. They get together, and now that they're together, the same guy that I helped get with her comes to me like every week. He's like, dude, I got this problem. And I'm like, what's the problem? She goes, she texted me TTYL 2 hours ago, and I haven't heard anything since.
Oh
I'm like,
shit.
that means she'll talk to you later.
That's right.
Oh,
Like he's so like how I used to be with dating. Like he will overlook everything and anything. So
Mhm.
like for me, it's nice to be on the other side of the fence where it can be like, I get why he's like that, and I'm probably the only person that he talks to about this stuff that's not like, man, bitches are what? Because like he hangs out with all these fuck boys and people that are just like, man, you just gotta hump it up, man. And I'm like, that's not what he's about. He's very romantic and he's very like sweet, and it was just this whole. He needs someone that gets it. So like, I'm glad that I was able to help him. But like, I also want him just by being with this girl to realize on his own too everything we were talking about. 'Cause he's 19. He gets stuck in his head.
So it's kind of like a big brother role that you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how'd you guys meet? You guys were co-work? Which job? The Lowe's? Did you work at True Trees when I saw you there, or
Yeah.
were you just getting something?
Yeah, I was working there at the time.
I remember a boss of mine let me stay on the clock to go get snacks for the kids. I was actually I came from Florio. Did I say it right?
Earlier.
I was coming from there to get snacks while I was on the shift. That's when I saw you.
Yeah, I remember.
Holy crap.
I remember taking the picture.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
And wow. And so I actually like that you brought up the dating thing because if there's
Like it's weird. Like I was technically supposed to go see a girl last night in Connecticut, and I blew it off for the fifth time in a row because it's kind of like the Hollywood Undead thing. It's like you all my life, it's like this is what it is. This is what you've been wanting, right? And now that I finally am there, it's like I don't think it is. It's like I've always thought I wanted the opportunity, but it's like now that I have it, it's like
is it buyer's remorse? Is that it?
it could be buyer's remorse, but it also might just be the realization that like what I thought I wanted isn't even close to what I actually wanted, and then it makes me think about why I was even thinking about it.
how'd you guys meet if you don't mind me asking?
Hit me and him
No, you and the Connecticut girl.
dating app, Facebook dating app.
Okay.
Like it wasn't. It was legitimate means, but she's like 100 miles away. My car's not in the best condition. I got stuff I need to do. My mind's at this point where it's like, I mean, fun is fun, but like I gotta really pick my battles. And like, there's other girls out there too. Like there's this girl that I just matched with. She's in like Lynn or something.
So you're getting all this from Facebook dating?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on reminders right now because I might get myself into some Facebook dating.
Like there's a
Facebook.
lot of what we
Yeah.
would call crazy people on there, but there also are a lot of decent people too.
Are all of them like
Oh, you'll get people from all over the world. I get people from Venezuela.
Can you adjust the location?
Yeah, but it barely does anything.
Oh, damn.
It'll prioritize people close to you, but you'll still get people from like Oregon,
What's the closest it's shown for you?
Abington, same exact town.
Ooh,
I
so
never get
South Shore people
I
use it.
never get matches with those people though. Anyone that's like realistically close enough to you, you rarely ever match with. It's like this. It's like the paradox of it. It's like everyone that's on these dating apps, I feel like they're all kind of like what I'm doing. It's like you just kind of want the idea. Like, because honestly, if you ask me, like, Chandler, do you want a girlfriend? The answer is no.
Hmm.
Like, it's not that I want a girlfriend. I just want a girl that I can do girlfriend things with
Yeah.
until I get to that point where I'm like, all right, I'm ready. But like, I also know that's like wanting your cake and eat it too. So I'm kind of just at this point where I'm like, maybe I should just sit on my hands for a while until I really figure out myself. But at the same time, I'm also like, maybe I should just go out there and date because I never really did, and maybe figure out this whole thing in my life.
Hmm.
It's tricky for me.
So the thing about finding yourself, sometimes the mind will play tricks and be like, "Oh, that's the disadvantage of social media." Sometimes you'll see certain people and be like, "Why am I not where they are?" Not everyone thinks like that, but for people who do think like that,
Another thought experiment, real quick. How many times do you have something in your head that you're gonna look up or look for specifically on YouTube or whatever,
and it pops
and
up.
as you're using your phone, you forget what you were about to do
Oh
just
God.
by the process of using the phone?
Exactly.
Do you know how many times I get mad at myself about that?
I, I've lost count of how many times that has happened to me. I
Like you could be trying to answer a text message, you could be checking on an email. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, what's this? Oh shit, a new message. Oh, and then you're in it.
Hmm.
For me, it's like I think of multiple things I have to do, but then something pops up and then I immediately forget two of those important things.
Yeah, my YouTube algorithm has spoiled me rotten. I do not think about anything I put on anymore. If it's right there, I use it, and if I don't like it, I just scroll. I don't type anything out, and if I try to, I'll forget halfway through it.
It happened to me this morning. I was gonna put something on my list, and I forgot the things because right when I loaded the phone, it happened. Just a brain fart. Boom. Forgot about it. It was crazy.
Another reason why I stepped away from YouTube and onto the MP3 player, because that kind of thing won't happen as much. There's no pictures. It's just words on a grainy fault.
Mhm.
I listen to words right now. This channel MK, they do stuff like r/murder by words. That's what I listen to. It's kind of funny.
That sounds good. You guys are giving me perfect YouTube suggestions that I definitely gotta check into. You know what I mean? But yeah, this has been big time, guys. This has been big time, and definitely, honestly, one of the greatest episodes that I've done so far.
I'm glad.
Is there anything else you guys want to?
No, I think I'm tapped.
I'll,
I definitely want to come back though.
Oh, definitely. We'll make it happen.
all I'll say is for you future drivers, remember, if you're in a hurry to go nowhere, you're gonna get there fast.
That's right. That's right.
I always found advice to kind of be an oxymoron
Hmm.
for the same piece of advice that youth is wasted on the young. Like, how many times have you tried to give someone advice and you just know they're not going to listen to you?
My
And how many times have you heard advice and think about the person giving it, go, you ain't going to fucking.
So, oh yeah.
if I explain it, it's dumb. I'd rather just tell you my advice and then you learn it and then you'll have it in your memory forever.
I see what you mean.
I mean, that's, yeah, I can see how that makes sense. But I guess I'm thinking more fatalistically, like, you wouldn't even hear me, so why am I wasting my breath kind of thing.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Because like sometimes you could tell with the energy, even by someone's facial expression, it reads off. It's like, yeah, they're not really gonna go through with what I'm trying to tell them. You
No,
know?
I can't tell you how many times I've told someone the right answer to a question they were asking, and they would take the super long way to go, oh, it was 9. And I'm like,
Only.
and they're not even like, oh, sorry. They're just like, well, you're usually wrong, so we just didn't want to waste
Oh
your time.
hell no. Hell
Like
no.
that's the vibe it gives off. So I'm just like, all right, so I'm just gonna fuck off then. And then all of a sudden it turns into, well, why'd you fuck off? It's like, because you don't make me feel like a person. You make me feel like a prop, a
When
prop item.
when that starts to happen, you just watch and enjoy the show because it's going to happen, and you might as well just be like, "Hmm,
The same way Roger from American Dad is constantly trying to hide who he really is by dressing up is kind of a lot of like how I play these characters. Where it's like today I'm Lowe's guy. 5 years ago I was Trukey's guy. Like it wasn't. It's not me being those people. It's just becoming those people.
but 11 minutes ago I was Ricky's."
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just a bunch of hijinks. There's no for a long time there was no motive behind much of anything I did. I just dressed how I dressed because it was different. I said what I said because it was different.
Hmm.
I wanted people to notice me, and then I realized, well, what does being noticed do, except just create expectations and judgments, really.
It's all about being noticed about the people you want to truly be noticed by, you know?
Which is definitely fair and true.
But as long as it doesn't eat someone alive, because someone could be like, if they're not noticing me, it ruins their day. As long as they just, do what they have to do. And I know it's cliche, but being yourself, it kind of brings a glow to your face. If you can truly, genuine be yourself and not try to compare yourself, you can tell sometimes.
And I've gotten better with that specifically, but there was a big part of my life where that didn't exist, and that was another big reason why I was always so into dating,
Hmm.
because dating kind of did the same thing. It's like it's not about me, it's about us, which kind of gave me an excuse to not have to look at myself as an individual, which is this is all a big part of the process I've been going through. Just breaking down everything that I used to value or think I valued and really going, what does it do for me and why am I doing it? Like, what am I running from? Because let's be honest, that's what it is. Anytime you have something comfortable in your life, it's because you're avoiding something.
I actually saw at Massasoit a sign that said life begins at the end of your comfort zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once you break out of that comfort zone, it's kind of like what it said on the three C's with change. And it's like once you get out of that comfort zone, it's kind of like starting your day off with a workout or whatever. If you do a hard, strenuous workout, the rest of your day could be easier because you already went through the struggle. Do you know what I mean? Um, yeah, you mentioned the thing about dating and stuff that like, do you still value it? It's kind of along the lines what I've talked to people about, where it's like there's things that I liked as a childhood, in childhood, that don't really value me anymore, and plus some things that I'm kind of salty that played out in childhood, whether it was like with friends or like former jobs. With some, not all friends, not all job factor, but like where I look at it and I'm like, doesn't really, I don't really, I use that as motivation for future me. Do you know what I mean? And the thing you said about dating, I've talked to people about this, whereas like the idea of the person, where friends are important, family is important, but the person is the person. You potentially have kids with them. Uh, you're going to be with them forever, pretty much. So the idea of the person is so elite to me. And you value the idea of relationship, and I'm guessing you do too, as well, with like the person. That it fascinates me, not in a weird way. Do you know what I mean? But just the person. She's on the highest totem pole type thing. Do you know what I mean? Yes.
You mean your partner? Like
Yeah, just like
that? I think that just comes down to culture and social values. Like, you know, we monogamy is a social custom. It's not a natural custom.
hmm
So things like long-term relationships and marriage and how we treat them are very much socially customs.
like how people were brought up too. It's like what they're used
Right.
to.
Like our interpretation of things like marriage are strictly due of our world experience. It has nothing to do with history. Well, it does have something to do with history, but it has nothing to do with biology. Like we're not like we are men. We marry one woman.
It has to be like this. It has to.
It's not innate. Like it's a process that we abide by for the sake of the system.
hmm
But we've tossed a lot of the rules out the window now. So like you don't have to stay with this one person that you pick forever, even though you said you would. You both don't have to raise this child together, even though you took the steps to initiate the process. And I don't know. I just lose a lot of respect for the system when they're just willing to throw out rules because all of a sudden it's easier.
And I'm glad it's how do I put this? I'm glad it's more open to do something other than the traditional because it's kind of like with school. I hate how people think school is the end all be all because not everyone sees school like that. You know, everyone has different, like we said, ways they were brought up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like people need to just respect that everyone's different. Everyone has a different way of flowing through this ball in the space that we all live on called Earth. You know what I mean? So just an overall respect, which is what's good is that all three of us are respectful human beings. That's what me and Andrew were talking about. Crazy high school stories that happen, and it just what's the word? It shakes us to our core because we hear bad things happening to a good person, and we're like, how could someone do that? You know? So it's like, yeah, we get good people on the podium. You know, we don't get bad people on, we get good people on, and that's why you guys are here. That was a good segue, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've been having a good time.
Fuck yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. This is looking at it right now.
But like just under 2 hours, right?
Oh yeah, we're at 2 hour 5. You guys are currently the third longest podcast ever out of 10. That's big.
Yeah, that is.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for what you guys do. And for everyone watching and the two legendary human beings in front of me, enjoy life.